Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Simply Cerisa. As many of you may or may not know, I am a little bit obsessed with grocery stores. They are a little bit like my Disneyland, and I couldn't be happier when new locations pop up, or if we get new chains around here that we normally don't have. And I am happy to say that we got our first ALDI store here in Clovis, California. Now, there are a few others in California. I believe Bakersfield, I think Arroyo Grande. There might be one in the South Valley as well, but I have never been able to get to one. And I know that they have them a little bit further east in several different states. I think like 36 different states. But anyway, they are part of the Trader Joe's company, as far as I can tell from my research. And I am thoroughly obsessed with Trader Joe's. So I was really happy to hear that Aldi's is here. And I think the difference between Aldi's and Trader Joe's is that Aldi's has a little bit more as far as items are concerned and non-food items. They also have something called the twice as nice policy, meaning if you are not satisfied with an item, that you bring it back with your receipt, and not only will they replace it for you, but they will give you the refund as well. So you will basically walk away with a free item if you weren't satisfied with the first one. I have never had a store offer something like that before, and I don't know that I will use it, but I'm super excited to get in here and check out some of their items. Now, the difference also with this store is that I believe 90% of their items are Aldi exclusives, so you are going to see some what I would call national chain brands, but you're going to see primarily Aldi items, and I just want to see the quality of them. I want to see the prices, and I want to head in there right now. So if you feel like watching this, follow me in there. I won't go through the whole entire store, but I am going to highlight a few things, and then I'll let you know at the end if I think it's worth traveling to Clovis for, or if you live near one, if you should check it out. All right, let's go in. Yay, here we go. This is right off of Herndon. Okay, one of the first things you're going to notice is you need an actual quarter to get a grocery cart. So what you do is you come up to the cart and you shove your quarter in, and then once it goes in, it unlocks it and you pull it out. Okay, they have produce in much bigger quantities than Trader Joe's, and a lot of it is bagged. Prices seem really comparable to everywhere else. Pretty good deals. $4.29 for a large bag of Honey Crisp apples. Definitely have a lot of the prepackaged baked items, but they do have things similar to Trader Joe's, like the Kringles, which are so good. If you've never had a Kringle, you need to try one in your life. And specialty items like a caramel nut Danish. They carry Benton's, which is a Canadian brand. So you can get the peanut butter cookies, the maple leaf cookies, several other Benton's items they have for really good prices. You don't find these everywhere, so that's good. Okay, they have this Barissimo brand coffee, and it is $3.79. I'm going to try the pumpkin spice because I was at Target and the Starbucks was sold out, and the Starbucks is like 2 to 3 times the price, so I'm trying this. Okay, this is ridiculous. They're not obviously organic, but large AA eggs, a dozen is 59 cents. This is crazy. I've never seen that price anywhere. They have organic milk in different options for $3.39. That is on average about $2 cheaper than anywhere else I find it, even on sale most days. They also have organic soy milks. $2.39. Okay, this aisle's really throwing me off. Literally, you can buy blankets for your house, but I mean like comforter sets. They have jeggings, they have pajama bottoms, rain boots. This one aisle is jam-packed. They even have office chairs. I'm not quite sure what to think of it. It's very interesting. Don't want to get anybody. But this is a very different grocery store than anything I've ever seen. Okay, still don't quite understand what this stuff is made out of, but they have it if it's something that you're interested in. It's vegan, meatless, plant protein. And the rest of their meat section is pretty comparable to everywhere else. The prices are pretty good. And they have some organic items. But most of it seems to be traditionally raised products. They are looking to compete with Costco with their take and bake pizzas. They have tons of them and 2 different size options actually. And the cheese pizza is $5.59 for the 16-inch. $6.15 for sausage and pepperoni. They do have a small baby section with a lot of traditional brands for foods, diapers, water, etc. And they also have a small hygienic section which has Pantene, Head and Shoulders, some of the usuals. A few brands that I'm not familiar with. This one is Lacura. And it is German made, and a few vitamins as well. We are back and we are done. I purchased probably about $15 worth of items at Aldi. I have to say that I have never quite been to a grocery store like that. I don't think I've ever had to pay to use a grocery cart, but I get it. They're trying to keep their costs low, and they really need to try to maintain their carts and don't want to go all over town for them because that is a problem in this area. But the grocery store itself was clean. It wasn't very large. It was probably about the size of a Trader Joe's, if not a tiny bit bigger. And it had pretty much everything that you need in the store. So if you were going for a really traditional shopping trip, you would be able to find everything that you needed, most likely. But there wouldn't be any guarantee of which brand you would get. There were a lot of conventional brands, and then of course their store brand alongside most of it. They also had a ton of Canadian brands. They had some German brands that I noticed, and then they had other ethnic foods and choices, so that for whatever recipe you needed, you could probably find most of the stuff. The prices were very, very reasonable for especially organic items. But if you are a label shopper and you really know what you're looking at, some of the organic items you could definitely do a little bit better as far as ingredients and some of the items. I did notice that. But all in all, it was very reasonably priced. And it felt a little bit off to me, though, in a way that it felt a little bit like an discount store, I guess you would say at first. And I think it's just because of the simplicity of everything, and including the simplicity of the packaging as well. And a lot of the meat, which was actually what I went in there looking for, were conventionally raised meats. And I try to buy organic or grass-fed whenever possible, so I ended up skipping that altogether. But what was interesting to me was when we checked out. So just be forewarned, when you check out, they have the traditional big, kind of conveyor belts, and you put everything on it, and you're supposed to have your own bags like everywhere else around here, and you are charged for bags just like everywhere else if you don't have any. But when I put my reusable grocery bag up, I didn't pay any attention, and I was chatting with the cashier. And when I went to grab my basket, she said, okay, leave your empty basket here. I've already refilled another basket with your stuff. So it's a little bit Costco-like in that, where they just take an empty basket ahead of you and put your stuff in it, and then you're left with an empty one, and they take that for the next customer. Well, the problem was, though, when I grabbed my cart, I realized that my grocery bag was upside down, and all of my items were just sprawled out everywhere in the cart. And then I looked around and I noticed a couple other people like that as well. So I pushed my cart out of the way. I asked another customer if we're supposed to bag our own items, and she said she thought so, but she was a first timer as well. So I turned around and I couldn't get any footage of it, but as they're ringing you up, they do not bag items for you, and they do not have room for you to stand there and bag your own items as if you were in like a Food for Less or some of those other grocery store chains where they give you space to package or bag your own items. They literally chuck all of your items kind of in a random form and fashion back into a grocery cart and throw your reusable bag on top of it if you handed them one. So at that point I was a little bit confused, and I just stayed in the store and grabbed my bag and kind of reorganized my basket. So the reason why I'm telling you all of this is because what my suggestion would be to you, if you've never been to an Aldi, is maybe go in and check the store out itself. Maybe if you just need 1 or 2 items, go in, kind of take stock of the place, figure it all out before you go in for a major shopping trip. Because I just wouldn't want anybody to be surprised by the fact of having to get everything out and purchase your little cart and then be left with a ton of groceries at the end and not be prepared for what that looks like. Will I be back? I think I want to go back at Christmas time and just actually walk around as if I was just browsing, and I want to look and see what they have as far as specialty Christmas items, because they had some interesting fall items. I didn't need any because I'd already stocked up at Trader Joe's, but they do have different and unique items and kind of sprawled throughout the store though. And I will tell you as well, that one random aisle, I still can't quite get over it. It felt very much like a Big Lots or another type of discount store where you can go in and you can purchase things like comforter sets and toilet paper holders, pajama bottoms, shoes. They had so many random and interesting things in this one center aisle of the store. I'm still not sure what 100% that was about, because it didn't really seem to flow with the rest of the store. But maybe it was just the fact that they can offer you whatever items they have at a very discounted price. I don't know, but it was just a very unique experience, and I would just suggest, if you're in the area of an Aldi and you don't have a huge grocery shopping list, maybe just pop in if you have a few extra minutes. Then decide if it's for you or not. Look at all the prices, look at what they have to offer, and see if it's worth your time and money to go to the grocery store. But again, I'm glad that we have another option, and it's very affordable if that does meet your needs. So until then, I will see you next time, and make sure that you hit like if this is the type of video you're interested in, and hit subscribe. I'd love to have you be part of this family and friend system that we've got going here. Until then, we'll see you next time.